Greetings, students. We are going to have a little syllabus update this week. We have 4 weeks finished in our class, and I think we have about 34 weeks remaining. So need to update some things, so I'm going to share that with you now. First of all, I want to take just a couple minutes to take a look back at what we've done so far this semester. We have explored several topics together. We started off just doing some syllabus review and things like that, but then we got into learning about early childhood education. We spent some time exploring early childhood education, where we looked at different settings in which children go. We looked at parts of the day in early childhood education, a bunch of things like that. Then we talked a bit about learning through play. We looked at some theorists, and we learned, hopefully, how important play is in the life of young children and in early childhood settings. We then spent some time learning about art. We learned about process-oriented art. We were able to participate in some art activities together, and you did some planning as well, where you looked at some appropriate art activities for young children. We spent some time learning about classroom management and just what you would do as a teacher to help manage the classroom that you're responsible for. We did some stuff on group times, talked about some different things that we would do during group times, like movement activities, reading stories aloud, doing some singing, that kind of stuff. You created some group time props, and you led our class using those group time props. So hopefully you learned some stuff during that week. We spent a little bit of time looking at classroom design, where we looked at an infant classroom, toddler classroom, preschool classroom, and early elementary classroom. We also looked at interest centers, looked at some different kind of interest centers that you would see in an early childhood classroom, such as the block area, reading area, math area, science area, sensory table, etc. And you worked with a group of 4 students to create an interest center, and then you presented that to our class. So that was some learning that we did. We also dove into child guidance a little bit and looked at some tools that you would use as a teacher to help guide children's behavior. And then at the end of last week, we just took a brief look at learning styles, looked at 4 different learning styles to kind of identify what you are as a high school student, and also to kind of think about how learning styles would impact the way that you worked with young children. So that, as I said, was just a brief look at what we have done in the first 4 weeks of our semester. Next, what I want to do is to take a look forward to the coming weeks and months that we have in front of us. We have an original plan, and we have a revised plan. Our original plan, as you know, was to have Sunnyside Preschool right here in our classroom. We were going to have children, young children, 3 and 4-year-old children, attend Sunnyside Preschool, and the plan was for them to join us on October 3rd to start learning with and from the young children. Unfortunately, and I've kind of let you know as we've been going along, so hopefully this is not a shocking surprise to anyone, but unfortunately we only had 1 child sign up. We did a bunch of things to try to find children for this, but unfortunately we were not able to. I have done a little bit of talking to try to figure out how we did this before, and before it was kind of grandchildren of the principal that came and a few other community children. So unfortunately, we've had only 1 child sign up, so we're needing to look at a revised plan. Under our original plan, we were to split our class into 2 different groups. One group was going to work with our preschoolers on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday when those children would come here. And the other half of our class, the other group, was to work on our credential modules, and we would alternate weeks with our groups. So 1 week would be preschool week, and then the next week for you would be credential week. So unfortunately, we need to revise our plan a little bit because we haven't had children sign up for Sunnyside Preschool. While we're still going to try to get Sunnyside up and running for October 3rd, today I'm sharing the revised plan with you, just in case we are not able to get children to join us. And sadly, I think that is kind of going to be our reality. I'm still going to keep working to try to enroll some children for Sunnyside and hopefully be able to have some children join us sometime this fall or early in 2023. If we could do it just for 2023 from January through May, that would be awesome. But I do need to have a revised plan just in case we're not able to get any real live 3 and 4-year-olds to join us here at KEC. So now I want to share with you just what our revised plan is. And our revised plan is as follows. What we will do is we will have credential weeks. We will spend 1 week completing one of the 16 credential modules that we have in front of us. We will do this work together in class. Shortly, I'm going to review the process for a credential module work. So we will review that and just see what a credential week is going to look like for us. We will also have curriculum weeks. We're going to continue to explore a variety of early childhood education curriculum topics. We will have time to really dive into these topics and really learn well about different things that we would do in an early childhood classroom with young children. In a typical curriculum week, I will be teaching on a topic, and then we're going to do some classroom activities related to the learning topic. So you won't have to listen to me teach on a topic every single day of the week. Rather, we'll probably spend 1 day learning about the topic, and then the other days really exploring that topic through our own hands-on activities. Activities will include both those presented by myself and Miss Maritza, and we will have you designing activities to share with your classmates. So we're probably going to revisit art as one of our things, where we'll do some more art activities that I come up with and Maritza comes up with, and then we'll have some that you come up with. And you will be responsible for getting the materials ready and really presenting that to your classmates, who will at that time be pretending to be preschoolers. So we'll do a credential week, then a curriculum week, then a credential week, then a curriculum week, and so on. So some more about our revised plan. Our class remains a dual credit class with Kishwaukee College. Not having children will not impact that in any way. We also remain on track for earning the level 1 credential by the end of our school year. And we remain committed to helping each of you learn about early childhood education as you consider your future educational and career choices. As you know, at KEC, we want to help students to really explore some different options. So as you finish your high school, your high school career, you have some guidance to help you with figuring out what you're going to do education-wise or career-wise. At this point in our in-class discussion, we would talk about any concerns or questions that you have about our revised plan. Next, I want to dive into credential module weeks overview, kind of just focusing on what we're going to do when it is one of our credential weeks. We will have 16 credential weeks, so we can complete the 16 credential modules 1 week at a time. The process for our credential module will be as follows. We're going to do the module work in class. So I really strongly encourage you to be here so you can do the work in class. You will be receiving a Google assignment for each module. So it's really important that you have your Chromebooks, that you bring your Chromebooks, that they're ready to go, charged up and ready to go. If you do not have your Chromebook, we do have the 6 loaners here that you can borrow, but I really encourage you to have your own Chromebook because then you don't have any login issues. The Google assignment that you're going to receive is going to include a fill-in-the-blank workbook for the week's module. So these fill-in-the-blank workbooks are provided to us by the Gateway's website. So they're going to be directly tied to the module that we're going to be learning about and really focus on helping us to get the most out of each module. We are going to watch the module as a group. So using our new TV that we have in our classroom, we're going to be watching the module. There's going to be somebody speaking to us, really teaching us about the module. Each module that we do will have activities for us to do together. And then I'm going to be trying to add additional activities that will really strengthen our learning, really go beyond what we're learning through the online module. Your responsibilities as a student will include the following. I ask you to pay close attention to the online and the in-class learning. So we're really going to need to focus because we're going to be just being fed a lot of information that we want to learn because it will help us in our understanding of young children. And if we work with young children someday, it's going to help us with that work. Your additional responsibility is going to complete all the fill in the blanks as we proceed. So it's going to be pretty evident what we fill in, and it's really kind of a reading guide to help us as we're going through the modules. Another responsibility for you will be participating in classroom discussions and activities that we have related to the module. I encourage you to ask relevant questions during the module learning. Oftentimes you might have a question that comes up, and asking that question will help our class to discuss it and to learn more as we go through. Your additional responsibility is to turn in the completed workbook at the completion of the module. So you will be doing this using Google Classroom. You're going to fill in the whole thing. I believe you'll have to do a save as, and then you will submit it to me for review and grading. If, and this is something we're going to look at next, if you happen to be absent for one or more days during that module learning, you will need to complete the module online because you are absent and you've missed some of the learning that we've done in class. So for us to be able to award that module to you or that credential to you at the end of all of the modules, we're going to make sure that you have learned the content presented in the modules. So we will talk more about that shortly. My responsibilities to you as your instructor are facilitating the learning experience. So getting everything ready to go and really helping you learn best through our modules. I am responsible to the state for making sure that all students are present for 100% of the module learning. I'm going to try to respond to any questions that you have during our module. I will be keeping track of each student's progress as the modules are completed. And I'm going to be responsible for creating the credential progress, how you're doing on the credential with Gateway staff. So I have a person who is supporting me in this, and I need to keep her apprised with just how our students are doing in their work on the modules. So here we'll have a little step-by-step review of our in-class modules. You will be opening the workbook from Google Classroom. You're going to be completing the fill in the blanks while you're viewing the module. You'll be submitting it when complete. So those are the basic steps if you're here in class. I am going to be reviewing your completed fill in the blanks. I'm going to be looking for completeness and accuracy. So make sure you're paying attention so you can fill in every single blank and make sure you're doing it accurately with the information that we are being taught. If you happen to be absent and you need to complete the independent online modules, this is your step-by-step. And I want to present this, also have you know that this this video, as well as the slides presentation, will be available to you throughout the year. So if you need to complete an online learning module, you'll be able to go back and find the directions for doing that. And I'm also happy to help you kind of remember what to do. So here's the step-by-step. First of all, you will go to www.ilgateways.com. Once there, you will click on Training Center. From Training Center, you will click on iLearning. That will take you to a bunch of iLearning opportunities, but you're going to scroll down to ECE Level 1 Credential, and you will click on that box. Once there, you're going to go to the module you're completing online. So the 16 modules are listed there. You don't have to do every one, only the one that you were absent for while we were doing it in class. You're going to log on using the Gateways login and password that you created earlier in this school year. And you're going to complete the module following the directions provided. The only way that I will have of knowing that you've completed the module is by you completing, providing me with a certificate of completion. So after you've done the online module and you've completed every single part of it, you'll be given the opportunity to print a certificate showing that you've completed the module. I will need from you either that printed certificate. However, if you don't have a printer, you can email that certificate to me. I've also created a video of the steps involved here. So sometimes people can understand it better by watching a video. So I will have a video available for you to watch should you need to do a module online. A little bit more on modules. Please note that all 16 of the modules must be completed for you to receive the Level 1 credential at the end of our school year. And I really trust that it's going to help you a lot, so I really encourage you to finish all 16 modules by the end of our school year. Each module, since this is coursework that we're doing together, each module is going to be worth 50 points in your assignment category. Module subjects, should you want to know just kind of what we're learning at different time, I covered the different subjects in the syllabus that we reviewed at the beginning of our school year, so you might want to pull out that syllabus just so you know what Module 1, 2, and so on are. And we will begin Module 1 on Tuesday after I have shared this on Monday. And we conclude today's learning with some questions and discussion. So thank you for watching. As you know, if you ever have any questions for me, please feel free to ask them in class. You can also ask questions via email or by submitting any questions that you have through Google Classroom. Thank you.